What's up everybody, another beautiful day in the Emerald Dream, and this is how you beat Mythic Larodar. Now I'll be going over all the new mechanics, how to deal with them in our overall strat. I will not go over all the heroic mechanics, but I have guides out for that as well. Setup wise, you want 2 tanks, 4 healers and 14 DPS. This fight is pretty much full single target blasting with the occasional cleave when triads spawn. However, having 1 holy priest is great for this encounter due to guardian spirit. On Mythic, everything has been scaled up a lot. Trees and roots have more health, so requires a lot more DPS to nuke him down and more HPS to nuke him up. There's also a new ability, Igniting Growth. I think there's a cream for that. When the boss casts this, players spawn burning ground under them. The size of these patches are reduced if you're next to existing burning ground, so everyone needs to stutter step along the edge of burning ground and as far out as possible. Away from the middle. Running out of space is the real enrage in this fight. On top of this, the balls you eat that spawns from blazing thorns now permanently increases damage taken by the balls by 250%. So you want to assign up to 5 players for each set of blazing thorn balls. You can use tanks multiple times to soak these as they are a tad beefier. DPS should never take more than 2 soaks. The third will get ya! We used a weakauras to make this easier, linked in the description below. This one just assigns you front left, front right, back, left, right, through ERT notes. Our rule for this was front right and left was always boss's, well, front, left and right legs. So regardless if boss was positioned weird due to a charge or whatever, it was easy to know where your ball was going. But wait, there's more. Seed spraying now requires 3 players to activate it. The first player interacts and links with the seeds, second player links with them and then hugs the third player to make him spray the seeds. You'll need a total of 3 groups of 3 for phase 1s and use range and healers for this. Now with that said, let's break down phase 1. On pull, you want to drag boss far back as you want to spawn the first burning ground here, as it will get filled with burning ground anyways, so you don't waste no space. The raid stacks near boss to bait add spawns. The faster you're able to nuke him down each time they spawn, the better. We had a few knockbacks, life grips and rescues assigned for the trees, as you preferably want him far away from fire. Both the trees and the root take damage from both burning ground as well as boss charge. They can be knocked towards the middle right before they die, gripped / rescued when they're healable. And healers, keep in mind that they do take damage from the charge, so if you start healing right before one, then it's just gonna get chunked down and you've wasted them precious heals. Make sure all the triads are on top of boss, interrupted, stunned, cleave them down fast, and keep in mind that they drop exploding swirlies when they die. Swirls are bad. Now a few seconds after the ads have spawned, boss casts Igniting Growth. Stutter step near burning ground. Do not dance around the seed in the middle. Tanks, make sure to always tank boss right next to burning ground and make him charge straight out and away from the raid. After every charge, you want to move boss away a bit from the fire to make space for blazing thorns to make ball soaking easier. Otherwise, you might have to go into the burning ground to soak him. The first set of root spawns a few seconds after the first blazing thorns, and it will spawn near a player. Ideally, you want everyone to be near boss or far away from middle before they spawn to bait him away from the seed. Once you've healed the root up, it will clear a huge chunk of burning ground around him. The middle should never have fire, so any roots healed near seed is a waste of space. That was my nickname growing up. On top of this, players fixated by the root can also kite the root along burning ground to get it further out so you can clear more with it. Keep in mind though that it spawns fire where it's kited. This isn't something you have to do, it's more something you can do. So right after roots spawn, you want the first seed team to activate their hose and spray the root so you can nuke it. Then just clear space outwards and away from the middle. When roots are nukeable, everyone swaps to it and burn it down. Again, if you manage to spawn the root near boss, you win a lot of damage, since raid doesn't have to chase him across half the room. And as soon as the roots are healable, all healers needs to swap and give him some special treatment. Guardian spirit on the root, if you have it, and flex them heal heals. During this, you'll get 2 more charges and 1 more set of balls. Move boss to the tree a bit before Raging Inferno, otherwise melee DPS gets super sad. Hey, my uptime. Following Raging Inferno, it's kinda rinse repeat but with less space and slightly different overlaps. So after first Raging, it starts with a charge into add spawning that overlaps with ball soaking into a new charge and igniting growth. Again, stutter step along the burning ground and fill in any nooks and crannies that you can see. At the end of this igniting growth, your second set of roots spawn. Again, bait him far away from the middle. Following the second Raging Fire, you get add spawning at the start, then later on charge into ball soak into roots. And you want to push boss to 35% before the third Raging Inferno, so you don't need to heal or DPS the third set of roots. However, you still want the third seed group to spray and pray to clear some space around the middle of the room. We pushed around the 10th charge on our kill, which is roughly 4:30 into the fight. For the intermission, you just heal forehead and don't get too close to boss or you might catch a case of the death seize. Use defensive cooldowns and consumables here, just live it. We also popped Bloodlust as soon as the intermission starts. In phase 2, we assigned as many crowd controls as possible for the ashen tree adds that spawns around the room. You really don't want him to reach the middle, so blind, root, etc. to keep him away. If one gets too close, instantly grip or knock it in on top of boss to cleave it down to minimize the amount of burning ground they spawn. And tanks, either YOLO eat melee to stay alive through the tank debuff, or have an assigned location where melee stands where you can move on top and eat them, and melee move out if they get too low. Players targeted by the new Ashen Devastation simply move far back away from the raid, deals damage reduced by distance. Healers, make sure to spam heal the flash fire healing absorb targets, and everyone helps soak the falling embers. Missing one is a wipe. Keep in mind that the third falling ember soak overlaps with tornadoes, so preferably have players with immunities be ready to soak here. We had a very low wipe due to 2 players getting knocked out of a soak right before it went off, and then we died. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you liked it, and let me know if you've downed a boss. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or become a Patreon, Twitch sub, or YouTube member and get access to the Stankie Discord where you can get help with anything raiding related. Or if you just want to support my work, don't forget the usual stuff: like, comment, subscribe, and slap that notification bell. It really helps me out. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.